Have you ever truly looked at him? Not just the icon of terror that haunts the Outer Rim, or the black silhouette standing on the bridge of the Executor. I mean, have you wondered why Darth Vader never sleeps? It's not just a choice of a driven Sith Lord, it is because he physically cannot. See, most fans believe the suit was built to save him, that Palpatine, in a rare moment of mercy, gathered the broken pieces of the Chosen One from the ash of Mustafar and put him back together. It's ironic, because the truth buried in the forbidden archives of the Imperial Palace, is far more sinister. Sidious didn't create armor. He created a mobile torture chamber, one designed to sustain life only so it could extract pure, refined hatred from the man inside. Today, I want to take you beneath that black plastoid, beyond the mask. We're going to talk about the flesh that is perpetually rotting and the mind that begs for the peace of the Force every single time it is forced to take a mechanical breath. Welcome to the true hell of Anakin Skywalker. The tragedy began the moment the high ground was lost. Imagine for a second the sensory overload, the smell of ozone, the heat of a lava river that doesn't just burn skin but boils the blood in your veins. When Anakin was dragged onto the operating table on Coruscant, he wasn't given anesthesia. No, Sidious wanted him to feel every single droid arm needle as it stitched synthetic skin onto raw, charred nerves. He needed that pain. Because pain is the fuel of the dark side, and Vader needed to be the most efficient reactor in the galaxy. Let's look at the unseen specs of the suit, things the casual viewer never sees in the holocrons. The suit is heavy, obscenely heavy. It was intentionally designed with outdated tech. The life support system is noisy, that rhythmic breathing. It's a constant, booming reminder to Vader that he is no longer human. It rings in his ears 24/7. And the needles, oh, the needles. Inside the helmet, dozens of neural needles are permanently jabbed into his neck and the base of his skull to link his remaining brain matter to the suit's sensors. Every time he moves his arm, a spark of artificial electricity jolts through his stump. Every step he takes is a battle against gravity and poor craftsmanship. He is a Ferrari engine trapped inside a rusted-out tractor, and the itching? The synthetic skin is poorly integrated, it sloths off, it itches constantly, and he can never, ever scratch. He lives in a state of perpetual sensory deprivation and sensory assault. He can't smell real air. He can't taste food. He is fed through tubes with a nutrient paste that tastes like nothing but chemical ash. When he is in his meditation chamber, that single place where he can remove the helmet, he finally gets a glimpse of the old Anakin. But even then, the silence is his enemy. Because in the silence, he remembers. He remembers the warmth of Naboo. He remembers the smell of Padme's hair. And then the realization hits him like a lightsaber strike to the chest. He killed it all. He didn't just lose his limbs. He traded his soul for a suit that keeps him alive to regret the trade.
Some geeks among us might point to the Lords of the Sith novel or the Soul comic run, where we see Vader's internal monologue. He doesn't think of himself as a man anymore. He thinks of the suit and the Jedi he killed. He refers to Anakin in the third person like a ghost that won't stop haunting him. But even in this state of absolute physical agony, there was a moment, a brief window in the early years, where he thought he could find a way out. He spent hours in deep, dark meditation, trying to use the Force to heal his lungs, to breathe without the machine. For a few seconds, he succeeded. His lungs filled with air, his skin felt whole. But the moment he felt joy, the moment he felt happy that he was healing, the dark side vanished. Because the dark side demands hate. To be whole, he had to be happy. To be happy, he had to let go of the dark side. But if he let go of the dark side, he didn't have the power to stay alive. It is the ultimate catch-22 of the Sith. He is trapped in a cycle where his only path to physical health is the one thing his heart can no longer touch. He is a prisoner of his own choices, locked in a black box, screaming into a vacuum that no one, not even the Emperor, cares to hear. But he began to realize that Palpatine didn't just want a student. He wanted a weapon that was too broken to ever turn back to the light, but too powerful to be ignored. But what he discovered in his meditation chamber in the 5th year of isolation changed his attitude toward the Emperor forever.
So, what did he find? What did Vader see through the red-tinted lenses of his helmet during those long, silent hours in the meditation chamber? He found the blueprint of his own cage. You see, Vader is a master mechanic. We're talking about the wizard who built a pod racer from junk and C-3PO in a hovel on Tatooine. He knows machines. He understands them. And as he sat there, stripping back the layers of his own cybernetics in his mind, he realized something that made his remaining organic heart freeze. The suit wasn't just old, it was sabotaged. The Emperor didn't just build a suit to keep Vader alive, he built a kill switch into his apprentice's very skin. If Vader ever truly turned, if the Chosen One ever decided to use that massive raw power against his master, Sidious would only need a single spark to fry the life support systems and turn the suit into a coffin. This discovery, it broke something in him that even Mustafar hadn't touched. It wasn't just a physical prison, it was a leash. In those early years, specifically around the time of the Dark Lord, the rise of Darth Vader era, Vader was clumsy, he was slow, he was learning to fight all over again. Imagine going from being the most acrobatic, fluid duelist in the Jedi Order, a Form 5 master of Gem-So, to being a clunky, iron-bound tank. He had to change his entire style. He couldn't rely on agility anymore. He had to rely on sheer, overwhelming violence. But here is where the geek lore gets truly dark. Let's talk about the bleeding. In the 2017 Charles Soule comics, essential reading for any true lorehound, we see Vader hunt down a Jedi survivor named Kirak Infila. Not to kill him for the Empire, but to take his Kyber crystal. See, Sith don't find crystals, they steal them, they bleed them. Vader took that green crystal to a cave on Mustafar, and he poured every ounce of his agony, his loss of Padme, his hatred of Obi-Wan, and his resentment for Sidious into that stone. The crystal fought back. It showed him a vision where he could return to Coruscant, kill the Emperor, and beg Obi-Wan for forgiveness. For a moment, the light flickered. But then Vader did the unthinkable. He crushed the vision. He forced the crystal to submit. He turned it a deep, bloody crimson, not because it was cool, but because he had literally tortured a sentient piece of the universe into submission. That red blade isn't just a weapon, it's a physical manifestation of his refusal to heal. And yet the Emperor kept pushing. He sent Vader to the graveyard of giants and forced him to build a home. Fortress Vader. Many fans think he built that castle on Mustafar just to be edgy or because he liked the view of the lava. No, he built it over a Sith locus, a tear in reality. He was trying to build a tuning fork for the Force. Why? Because he wanted to break into the afterlife. He wanted to reach through the veil and pull Padme back. He spent years working with the spirit of an ancient Sith architect named Lord Momin, a deep lord deep cut for those who know their masks. Momin promised him the world. Momin promised him her. Can you imagine the Force user equivalent of a try-hard build? Vader was min-maxing his pain, focusing every single midichlorian on opening that portal. He did it. He stepped into a realm beyond time. He saw the doors to the world between worlds. He saw a version of Padme. He reached out his hand. "Come with me," he cried. And she looked at him, and she saw the monster. She saw the black mask. She saw the man who traded the galaxy for a dream. She threw herself from the ledge. She chose death over him. Vader returned to his body, sitting in that cold, dark fortress, and finally understood the ultimate truth of the Sith. The dark side doesn't give you what you want. It gives you the power to see exactly why you can never have it. He became more withdrawn, more efficient. This is the Vader we see in Rogue One and A New Hope, the Iceman, the one who chokes officers for disturbing him. Every time he kills an officer, he's not just punishing incompetence, he's lashing out at the universe for still making him exist. He is a ghost haunting his own armor. But as the years turned into a decade, and the decade into two, a new ripple appeared in the Force. A name began to circulate in the underworld, a name that should have been buried in the sands of Tatooine. A name, Skywalker. When Vader first heard that name, when he realized that Sidious had lied to him for 20 years about his child, something shifted. The hatred he felt for the Jedi was nothing compared to the cold, supernova-level rage he now felt for his master. But what he discovered when he finally cornered the boy in Bespin and the secret mission he undertook immediately after that duel would lead him to a realization that would either save the galaxy or burn it to a cinder.
So, we're back at the edge of the abyss, Bespin. Vader has just shattered the world of a farm boy from Tatooine with a single sentence. I am your father.
But what most fans don't realize, unless you've been grinding through the 2020 Greg Pak comic run, is what Vader did immediately after Luke chose to fall into the clouds rather than join him. We have to go back to the clouds. Vader didn't just go back to his Star Destroyer to tilt at his officers. He went on a rampage of truth. He realized that Palpatine hadn't just kept him in a debuffed suit. The Emperor had been hiding an entire secret empire on a hidden world called Exegol. Vader went there. He fought a Summa Verminoth, a space kraken that makes the Sarlacc look like a noob-tier mob, and he stood before the throne of his master. He saw the vats. He saw the clones. He saw the final order. And in that moment, in the cold, clinical darkness of Exegol, Vader had a realization that was more painful than the fire of Mustafar. He realized he was disposable. He wasn't the successor. He was just the beta tester. He was the placeholder until Sidious could find a younger, high-spec body to inhabit. Can you feel that? That specific type of endgame fatigue. The realization that you've played the dark side campaign for 20 years, sacrificed your wife, your friends, and your soul, only to find out the final boss was never going to let you win. But then he looked at Luke, not through the cameras of a probe droid, but with his own eyes during their final confrontation on the second Death Star. He saw a boy who had every reason to metagame the situation, to kill Vader and take his place at the Emperor's side. But Luke didn't. He threw his lightsaber away. I am a Jedi like my father before me. That line, it didn't just sting, it destroyed the Vader persona. In that throne room, surrounded by the green glow of Endor and the blue sparks of Sidious's rage, the Machine Man made a choice. It wasn't a choice based on lore or prophecy. It wasn't about being the chosen one. It was a dad seeing his kid in pain. When he picked up the Emperor and threw him into the abyss, Vader knew it was a suicide mission. He knew that the moment he stepped into that lightning, his life support would fry. He knew his RNG had run out. He was choosing to die. And here is the most deep lore moment of all. On the ramp of that shuttle, as the Death Star burned around them, Anakin asked Luke to remove the mask. Luke warned him, "You'll die." Anakin's response, "Nothing can stop that now." But he didn't say it with sadness. He said it with a peace he hadn't felt since he was a slave boy looking at the stars of Tatooine. For the first time in 23 years, he breathed real air. It tasted of smoke and ozone and death, and it was the best breath he had ever taken. He died not as a Sith Lord, but as a man who had finally unequipped the armor of hatred. Vader's life is the ultimate cautionary tale for anyone seeking power at the cost of their humanity. He thought he was leveling up, but he was really just building his own prison. He spent decades as a god of war, feared by millions, yet he was the most miserable NPC in the galaxy. So I have to ask you, the community, if you were in Anakin's shoes, if you were offered the galaxy but had to live in that black plastic hell to keep it, would you have chosen the same path? Or is there a point where the cost of power becomes so high that redemption is no longer possible? Is one good act at the end enough to wipe away 20 years of genocide? Let me know in the comments. I want to see the theory crafting on this one. The final philosophical realization we can take from the tragedy of Vader is this: power doesn't free you, it only reveals the size of your cage. True strength isn't found in the Force or a lightsaber, but in the courage to be vulnerable, to be human. Anakin Skywalker had to lose everything: his limbs, his wife, his beauty, and his freedom, to finally understand that the only thing worth having was the love of a son who refused to give up on him.